Have you ever woken up in the morning and thought, why do I feel more exhausted than when I went to bed? Your legs are heavy, your chest feels tight, maybe your heart is beating just a little too fast, and deep down you wonder, is this just age catching up to me, or is something else going on? Well, here's something most people don't think about. It could be the way you sleep, not the number of hours, but the actual position of your body during the night. That's right. One common sleeping position, one that millions of people over 60 use without a second thought, may be quietly putting extra stress on your heart. Not in a dramatic heart attack in the night kind of way, but slowly, consistently, silently, like a drip wearing down stone. And the worst part? You probably feel like you're resting, but your heart is working overtime. In today's video, we're going to talk about that overlooked sleeping position and why it becomes more dangerous as we age. We'll explore what it does to your breathing, your blood flow, and why it may be the hidden reason you're waking up tired, dizzy, or short of breath. We'll also walk through simple, practical changes you can make tonight, not just to sleep better, but to actually protect your heart while you rest. Now let's start with the truth. Most doctors don't explain clearly enough. Your body after 60 doesn't recover during sleep the same way it did in your 30s or 40s. You see, the aging process brings subtle but important changes. Your joints get stiffer, your lungs don't expand as easily, and your circulatory system, the intricate web of veins and arteries that feeds your heart and brain, slows down just enough to make positioning matter more than ever. You're not fragile. You're simply dealing with a system that's a little less flexible, a little less forgiving. When you lie down to sleep, you might think you're entering a state of rest, but your body is still doing hundreds of things behind the scenes. Your heart doesn't sleep. Your lungs don't take a break. Your spine and muscles still need to be aligned properly to avoid strain. And when any part of that system is thrown out of balance, even by something as small as how your body is positioned, the consequences can add up over time. Now here's the thing. One position in particular has been linked to a range of health issues for seniors. It's sleeping flat on your back, also called the supine position. At first glance, it seems like the most neutral, peaceful way to lie. Arms by your side, legs straight, face toward the ceiling. Sounds relaxing, right? But inside your body, something very different is happening. When you lie on your back, gravity pulls your tongue and soft palate backward, narrowing the upper airway. For older adults, especially those with even mild snoring or sleep apnea, this can greatly reduce oxygen intake during the night. And oxygen is your heart's best friend. It needs a constant supply to pump efficiently. Now imagine your airway narrowing just enough to lower oxygen levels by 3–4%. That doesn't sound like much. But to your heart, it's a red flag. A tiny drop in oxygen means your heart has to beat faster and harder to compensate. Your blood pressure rises. Your nervous system quietly shifts into alert mode, releasing stress hormones to keep you breathing, even if you're not aware of it. This can go on for hours, night after night. Your conscious mind is asleep, but your heart is running a marathon in the dark. Many people assume snoring is just a nuisance, but snoring, especially loud or irregular snoring, can be a sign that your body is fighting to breathe. And over time, this nightly fight takes a toll. Studies have linked poor sleep posture to higher risks of hypertension, irregular heartbeat, and even early signs of heart failure. And that's not even counting how poor oxygenation affects your brain. If you've ever woken up groggy, forgetful, or foggy-headed, there's a good chance your brain didn't get the oxygen it needed to clean itself out during the night. And yes, your brain does literally clean itself during sleep. It's called glymphatic clearance. When sleep is interrupted by bad positioning and shallow breathing, that cleanup process falls apart. Now, let's talk acid reflux. You might be surprised to know that the supine position also increases the risk of stomach acid creeping up into the esophagus. When acid flows back into the throat, it doesn't just cause heartburn. It can irritate the airways, making breathing more difficult and triggering your heart to work harder in response. This creates a loop. Bad sleep position causes reflux. Reflux disrupts breathing. Disrupted breathing stresses the heart. A stressed heart leads to poor rest and higher blood pressure the next day. You wake up feeling off, but you chalk it up to just getting older. But it's not just age, it's positioning, and you can change that. Now, some people do have medical reasons for sleeping on their back, certain spinal conditions or post-surgical recoveries, for example. If that's you, don't panic. There are still ways to modify your position, like elevating the upper body or adjusting pillow placement. But for most older adults, especially those with heart issues, snoring, or blood pressure concerns, avoiding flat on the back sleeping is a quiet game changer. It's about giving your heart a break while you sleep, letting it recover instead of laboring, letting your lungs fill instead of constricting, and waking up not just not tired, but energized, clear-headed, and light on your feet. So what's the alternative? What position helps instead of harms? That's what we'll explore next, including the one position that experts now believe actively supports your heart, lungs, and digestion while you sleep. And the best part? You don't need special equipment. Just a few small changes to your pillow, your habits, and your routine. Even if you've been a back sleeper for decades, it's never too late to retrain your body. Because here's the truth. You are not too old to feel better. You are not too set in your ways to change. And your heart, that loyal, tireless muscle, deserves every bit of support you can give it, starting tonight. So if lying on your back might be putting extra pressure on your heart and lungs, the natural question is, what's the better way to sleep, especially after 60? The answer might surprise you because it's not about expensive pillows, fancy beds, or sleep gadgets. It's about something as simple and free as turning to your left side. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "I've never been able to sleep like that," stick with me. Because once you understand what happens inside your body when you lie on your left side, it'll start to make perfect sense. Not just for your heart, but for your lungs, digestion, and even your brain. Let's start with your heart. When you sleep on your left side, your heart sits above other major organs, rather than having to push blood uphill against gravity. That subtle shift reduces pressure on your heart muscle and helps blood flow more efficiently throughout your body. It's a position of ease, not strain, like coasting downhill instead of climbing a steep hill. Even the structure of your main artery, the aorta, benefits. That major blood highway curves slightly to the left when it leaves your heart. So when you lie on your left side, you reduce resistance and help your heart pump more easily. It's the kind of small alignment that adds up quietly over hours, night after night. And the older you are, the more every bit of efficiency matters. But it's not just your heart that benefits. Your lungs love this position too. You see, when you're on your back, gravity pulls on the chest in a way that can flatten the lungs and narrow the breathing passage. That's especially true for seniors, whose lung capacity is naturally lower. But when you lie on your left side, the lungs have more space to expand. Your diaphragm, the main muscle that drives your breath, can move more freely. And that means you're getting more oxygen with every breath. Now, oxygen might not seem exciting, but it's everything. Oxygen is fuel for your heart, your brain, your muscles, even your mood. More oxygen at night means you wake up feeling clearer, lighter, and more energized. Less oxygen means waking up in a fog, dragging through the morning, and wondering why your full night of sleep didn't leave you rested. And here's another hidden benefit of left side sleeping: better digestion. Your stomach naturally sits slightly to the left side of your abdomen. So when you sleep on your left, gravity helps keep stomach acid in place. That reduces nighttime acid reflux, which isn't just uncomfortable, but also dangerous for your airways and your heart. Chronic reflux during sleep has been linked to elevated stress hormones, disturbed breathing, and even increased risk of atrial fibrillation in older adults. Sleeping on your left side essentially works with your body's natural structure. giving your heart, lungs, and stomach the space and alignment they need to function peacefully through the night. And there's more. Recent studies have shown that the left side also supports lymphatic drainage, your body's way of removing toxins and waste. At night, your brain actually washes itself through the lymphatic system. And some research suggests that left-side sleeping improves this cleansing process. Over time, that could support sharper thinking, better memory, and maybe even help protect against age-related cognitive decline. Sounds simple, right? So why doesn't everyone sleep this way? Because changing your sleep position isn't just a physical shift, it's a mental one. If you've spent years or decades sleeping on your back or stomach, turning to your side may feel unnatural at first, but just like adjusting your diet or walking more during the day, your body can adapt. You just need to set up the right environment to make the change easier and more comfortable. Start with your pillow. The most common mistake people make when switching to side sleeping is using a pillow that's too flat or too high. Either way, your neck ends up bent at an awkward angle. And that leads to shoulder pain, neck stiffness, and poor spinal alignment. All things that make you roll back to your usual position. So look for a pillow that's labeled for side sleepers. Ideally, it should support the space between your head and shoulder, keeping your spine straight. Not slanted, not twisted, just straight. Some people like memory foam with a dip in the center. Others prefer a firmer, more traditional shape. Whatever works for you, comfort is key. Next, think about your hips and knees. Lying on your side without proper support can throw your lower body out of line, especially if you have arthritis, sciatica, or stiff joints. The fix? Place a pillow between your knees. That keeps your hips level and your spine supported from top to bottom. You'll be amazed at how much more stable and relaxed your body feels. Still find yourself rolling onto your back during the night? That's common, especially in the early days. Here's a gentle trick. Take a small rolled-up towel or cushion and tuck it behind your back when you go to bed. It's not uncomfortable, just enough to make your body aware that rolling over isn't ideal. Some folks even sew a small tennis ball into the back of their pajama shirt. It's not to hurt you. It's to remind your body, without waking you up, to stay in position. And here's a creative trick for former stomach sleepers. Hug a full-length body pillow in front of you. That gentle pressure on your torso mimics the feeling of stomach sleeping, but without the strain on your spine or compression on your chest. It's a cozy way to guide your body into a new habit. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. You don't have to spend 8 hours locked on your left side. Just start your sleep there, especially during the first 2 to 3 hours, when your body is in its deepest, most restorative sleep phase. Even that small window can make a big difference in how your heart recovers and how you feel in the morning. And just like learning any new skill, consistency beats intensity. You don't need to force the change overnight. Just set the scene, make it comfortable, and trust your body to respond. Because here's what's truly amazing. Even at 60, 70, or 80 years old, your body is still incredibly adaptable. Your brain still forms new habits. Your heart still responds to rest. And your sleep, when properly supported, can become one of the most healing tools you have for protecting your long-term health and independence. Now that you've discovered how something as simple as sleeping on your left side can support your heart, lungs, and digestion, let's take it one step further. Because the truth is, sleep position is powerful, but it becomes even more effective when paired with one small addition to your evening routine. And no, it's not a pill or a prescription. It's a dose of slow-digesting, high-quality protein, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Before you click away thinking, "I'm not into supplements," or "I'm too old to be messing with protein shakes," hear me out. This isn't about building bodybuilder muscles or jumping on a diet trend. It's about giving your heart and body the raw materials it needs to recover overnight, especially after age 60. Because here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Your body enters a fasted, repair-driven state while you sleep. But after 60, Your ability to bounce back from that overnight fast gets slower. Your muscles, including your heart, begin to break down faster. Your body doesn't rebuild as efficiently. And if you're not providing it with the right fuel before bed, your heart ends up trying to repair itself with an empty toolbox. That's where casein protein comes in. Casein is a natural milk-based protein that digests slowly, over about 6 to 8 hours. Unlike whey protein, which absorbs quickly and is better right after exercise, casein provides a steady drip of amino acids while you sleep. Think of it like leaving a slow, quiet IV of healing nutrients running in your body all night long. These amino acids aren't just good for your muscles. They help preserve your heart tissue, support healthy blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and promote smoother recovery across the board. That means less stiffness in the morning, lower overnight strain on your heart, and better energy the next day. And when you pair left-side sleeping with slow-release protein, it's like creating a nighttime environment where your body can fully focus on healing, not fighting for oxygen, not running on empty, but calmly restoring itself from the inside out. You don't need anything fancy to do this. If you're into protein powders, just mix a scoop of micellar casein with water or almond milk. Sip it slowly as part of your wind-down routine. Prefer real food? No problem. A bowl of low-fat cottage cheese or some plain Greek yogurt works too. The goal is to get about 30 to 40 grams of protein, including at least 2.5 grams of leucine, which is the key amino acid that triggers muscle repair. And no, you don't need to exercise like a 25-year-old to make this work. Even something as simple as a 20-minute walk or light resistance band movements during the day will send your body the signal. We're still growing, we still need strength. Then, when you give your body casein protein before bed, it has the building blocks to respond to that signal and grow, recover, and rebuild. You'll feel the difference in quiet but powerful ways. Maybe you'll notice your knees don't ache as much in the morning, or that your grip feels steadier when you reach for the banister, or that you can walk a little longer without getting tired. These aren't small things. These are the signs that your body is healing, not just surviving, but thriving. And there's one more reason this nighttime recovery ritual matters: independence. After 60, it's not just about adding years to your life. It's about keeping the freedom to enjoy those years, to walk without assistance, to carry your own groceries, to keep gardening, dancing, traveling, whatever lights you up. That freedom is built on strength, and strength is built and rebuilt while you sleep. So how do you make this stick? The key isn't willpower, it's identity. Stop thinking of this as a new habit or something you should try. Start thinking of it as part of who you are. You're not someone trying to sleep better. You're someone who values health, energy, and control over your future. And people like that don't leave recovery to chance. Here's a simple way to anchor this routine. Tie it to something you already do. Let's say you brush your teeth every night. Perfect. Keep your protein powder and shaker bottle next to your toothbrush. That way, finishing your shake becomes just as natural as rinsing your mouth. Or maybe you have a bedtime ritual, reading, listening to music, doing a little meditation. Add your protein shake to that. Make it a part of your wind down, not a task. This isn't something you're doing to fix a problem. It's something you're doing to invest in yourself. And if you ever feel like skipping it, picture yourself 10 years from now, still walking without help, still waking up clear-headed, still strong enough to get down on the floor with your grandkids or up the stairs without panting. That version of you isn't a fantasy. It's a direct result of the choices you're making right now. It doesn't take dramatic changes. It takes the right small ones, repeated over time. And here's the best part. Your body keeps score. Within 2 to 4 weeks, you may start waking up with more energy, less soreness, a calmer heartbeat. Within 8 to 12 weeks, you might notice your blood pressure stabilizing, fewer nighttime wake-ups, more motivation to move. And in 6 months or more, the difference in your strength, clarity, and vitality will be something you don't just feel. You'll see it in the mirror and in how confidently you move through the world. You've made it through this video, and now you know something most people don't. How you sleep and how you fuel your body before bed directly affects your heart, your energy, and your future independence. But the real win? Making it second nature. So tonight, lie on your left side. Take your casein protein. Sleep like someone who's investing in their future. Not just resting, but actively healing, rebuilding, and growing stronger while you sleep. And tomorrow morning, when you rise out of bed a little smoother, a little steadier, and a little more alive, you'll know exactly why. No fluff, no hype. Just a heart-strong, science-backed recovery ritual built into your bedtime routine for a life full of strength, clarity, and joy. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Share how you sleep or how you plan to change. I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We've got more empowering, age-positive health content coming your way, because you deserve to thrive at every stage of life. Here's to living your best life at any age.